Hi, and welcome back to Lisa's Stamp Studio. I've got a beautiful wintry thank you card today. This is the perfect card to send to those family and friends that have blessed you with beautiful gifts this upcoming holiday season. In addition to the winter theme, I'm also going to be sharing a Get Well card using this exact same layout, so make sure you hang with me to the end of the video. And if this is your first time visiting my channel, I would love to have you subscribe. Make sure you click that small bell icon that's next to the subscribe button. That will send you notifications when I'm live right here on YouTube, as well as when I upload a new video. Let's head over to the stamp table and let's get started on today's project. We're going to start with a piece of Whisper White cardstock. You're going to find all the cutting dimensions in a link down below here if you're watching from YouTube. I'm going to start by creating the opening in this card using one of the layered oval dies. I really love this die packet because you get varying sizes of both the regular ovals and the scallop ovals, perfect for creating multi-layers even behind an image or a greeting. We're going to be providing the greeting here near the bottom, so I want to make sure that my die is going to be gravitated more towards the top. And the best advice I can give to you is to use something to anchor it down once you get it positioned where you want it. I'm going to position this in the center the very best that I can. I'm looking on both sides of the die to make sure there's an equal amount of space. And you're going to use a Post-it note flag. I love these for anchoring my die down to the paper. You can use a Post-it note, even washi tape will work, and then we're going to pass this through the die cutting machine. We won't be needing the negative for this card today, but go ahead and save that for a future card. I wanted to emboss this layer, so I'm going to be using the Woodland embossing folder. Absolutely love this for the texture. I'm going to go ahead and place the cardstock down inside, and then I'll place this through my embossing machine. That's going to leave us with this. Isn't it a beautiful impression? It's really going to lend credence to the image of the trees we're going to place behind it. The next thing I have here is a piece of Whisper White cardstock. This is the base of our card, and it measures 5.5 by 8.5. I did score it in half right before you joined me. I'm going to be using my bone folder for that nice crisp edge. The next thing we'll want to do is hold this over the card base for positioning. I'm looking to keep an equal amount of space on the base of the card, and then what I'm going to do is use a pencil to create very light pencil marks where the inside perimeter of this is going to fall so that I have an idea of where to stamp my image. I know that's going to be very light and hard for you to see, but I do see it here. I'm going to be using the basic gray ink pad. I wanted to keep this palette really simple to lend credence to the glitter embossing paste that we're going to be using. I've mounted this multi-tree image, and this is from the beautiful Winter Woods stamp set. So you've got some beautiful birch pieces here, the trees, of course, the Christmas tree or the evergreen, some additional pieces here, and a greeting. You'll find this in the Stampin' Up! Annual catalog. And if you don't already have a demonstrator and you would like to receive a complimentary copy of the annual or the holiday catalog, head over to lisasstampstudio.com and click on Contact Me. You're going to see that this image is very large. In fact, it's almost the same size as the ink pad. So what I like to do is I like to turn it face up on my work surface and then ink it this way so that I don't miss a spot. Working inside the perimeter of that oval, we're going to go ahead and stamp this. Lots of firm, even pressure because it's a very detailed image and you want it to come out nice and crisp. I'm going to go ahead and set that aside for just a moment. And the same layering ovals dies, die cut a small oval for my greeting. I'll be using that same ink pad and the words "with gratitude." Now these come from a stamp set that I'm really fond of. It's called Itty Bitty Greetings, and you can see that it's rather large. And you're going to find that they're appropriate for both the inside and the outside of your cards. I'll go ahead and ink that up as well, and we're going to stamp that here. I also die cut an additional oval that's going to fit behind it. This is going to be great for layering. And because that's a rather small piece of cardstock, I'm going to bring in my silicone craft sheet when I add my adhesive. Adhesive, liquid glue, and hot glue will not stick to the silicone craft sheet, which makes it a great accompaniment in your stamp area. And then we'll go ahead and adhere that. Now that I'm assured that the ink is dry, I'm going to go ahead and use my eraser and erase any of those pencil lines that I think may show once my card layer is attached. The next thing is to add our snow effect, and I'm going to be using the shimmery white embossing paste. Now this is not like glitter, it actually is a shimmer paste. So you're going to want to make sure that whatever you use to apply it, that you rinse it off with warm tap water as soon as you're done, otherwise it will create a crusty surface. I'm going to be using one of the palette knives, and I've pulled out the one with the pointier tip. I find that works really well for me. I've also got one of my craft rags nearby. This comes in a small Ziploc bag when it's shipped to you. I do recommend that you keep it. Because it is a paste finish, I do recommend that you keep it in a sealed container. You're going to see that there's a foil lid. I leave that intact just to kind of help preserve the paste. Take your palette knife and then give that a little bit of a stir to kind of mix it up. And I like to load the back half of my palette with some of that embossing paste. I find that's easier for me, but you're going to experiment and see what works for you. There is no rhyme or reason to this, and it is impossible to make this neat. What you're going to do now is you're going to tap on embossing paste. It's going to stick in some areas and not in others, and that's totally fine. What we're looking for is a sparkly snow-like finish on top of our trees. Down here at the bottom, I want to create a little bit of a snowbake type of look. So I'm going to go ahead and add extra embossing paste to my palette knife. And I'm going to tap this on. And very much like we did before, you're going to have very little control of how it's going to look. But that's the beauty of it, because it's going to look more natural. I recommend starting on one end and working your way across. You can make it as thick as you'd like or as thin as you'd like. Keep in mind that this is a paste finish, so it's going to take time to dry. The thicker you place it on here, the longer it's going to take. I placed mine on my card rather thick, so it took about 30 minutes for it to dry. Thinner applications will dry in under 10 or 15 minutes. I'm working primarily in the center since I know that's the area that's going to show on my card because of the oval cutout. Once you're happy with that, go ahead and scrape the excess embossing paste back in the container and then seal it with the foil lid, and then make sure that the cap is on tightly. I do place it back inside the Ziploc container that it came in for storage, and then this immediately needs to be rinsed out with warm tap water. And here it is. You can see when it dries, it has a beautiful 3D effect, and it is fun to touch as well. And that little bit of shimmer adds a lot of credence to this winter effect. You'll remember too that we die cut the image layer that's going to go over the top. We're going to flip this over, and you're going to use a sufficient number of dimensionals. And I want to walk you through a couple tips about this. Not only are you going to want to make sure that you cover the four corners, you're also going to want to make sure that you cover the sides as well as the area around the oval, because what you don't want is you don't want this area here to sag on the front of your card. You want to make sure that there's ample space between this and the back image so that it looks like a 3D effect. I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool with the paper piercing tool attachment to lift off those dimensional backings. I absolutely love this because it wrangles those paper backings together for me, and it allows me to peel them off a lot faster than with my hands. Our next step now is to go ahead and take this oval and line it up, leaving a perimeter of the white card base showing all the way around, and then tack that lightly in place. This is what we're trying to preserve, is we want that shadow box effect here. I've got my greeting that we layered. I did add dimensionals to the back side. I've already taken off the paper backing. I'm going to mount that here near the bottom. So a beautiful thank you card. I promised you an additional card using this exact same layout with a Get Well greeting. And you're going to see that this one actually uses the layering circles dies that are in the scallop pattern. Very, very simple. So I went ahead and I used the medium daisy punch and the leaf punch to create that focal image. Love these little fuzzy flower inserts. And this greeting is from the stamp set called Healing Hugs. Lots of really great greetings in here for Get Well cards for both the inside and the outside. And then I played up a little bit of that yellow tone with a beautiful gold enamel dot. Which one is your favorite? I would love to know. If you have enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up here on YouTube, which is a like. That certainly helps. And thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to seeing you next time. Have a great day.